If you tuned into this episode through YouTube, we're extremely sorry, folks. There was a ton of technical difficulties that we experienced throughout the episode. So if it cuts off, if a conversation ends abruptly and the video is cut short, we are sorry. If you'd like to hear the full entire podcast, check us out on Apple Podcast or Spotify.
What's going on, guys? It's Ethan. We are back with another episode of Triangle Talk. Triangle Talk is the podcast about entrepreneurship and becoming a better version of yourself. We're back at it here with
Cory Infinite, aka Infinite Pieces.
And Seth McGrew, and today we are here with our first guest on the podcast. We got Blake, folks.
You can go find me on Instagram at Casey Urbex. That's where I'm going to be found at on Instagram. And I just want to thank you guys for allowing me to be here on this podcast and be your first guest.
Okay. Boom! We're pumped for it. We are pumped. First guest, very important.
Blake, hit us up on Snapchat. If you want to be a guest and you're in the KC, Liberty area, please feel free to hit us up, DM us, Snapchat us, whatever that may be. But we're super excited today, folks. Blake, tell us about yourself. Give us a rundown.
Alright, well, where do I start? My name is Blake, like Seth already said. I'm 18 years old. I graduated from Staley High School. I would call myself an entrepreneur. I currently run my own business. It's kind of just getting off the ground.
Ooh, what do you do?
Are we going there?
What do you do?
Get right into it.
Alright, so basically I have a company called The Name is Trash. Like, I just had to come up with the name really quick.
Name's never trash of a company, because it's trash if you make it trash.
What's the name?
BH Flips LLC.
BH Flips.
BH Flips.
Blake Harris Flips.
That's sick.
So, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, do
But-
you think when they made Apple, they thought it was a sick name?
No, it just
I
became
don't know.
Apple, and that's
Yeah,
why
exactly.
It's a sick name.
Their
Like,
logo's
it
kinda
became, it became sick because it became what we
Right,
know as
yeah,
Apple.
right, that's true.
They're probably thinking Apples are free, you idiot.
Yeah.
But keep going, man.
So, basically what my company does is... I need to look at the camera, I'm sorry.
Whatever.
You can do whatever. You can
So
do
basically
whatever.
what my company does is I help diversify people's financial portfolios, and what people mainly see is they see stocks, real estate, other things like that. But
And those are like normal investments.
I mean, those would be considered normal investments.
Mhm.
But what happens during a recession, the stock market is going to go down.
Uh-huh.
Housing prices are more likely going to go down during a recession. People aren't going to be out buying a whole bunch of... Your cash in the bank is going to go down. But the one thing that does go up during a recession is gold and silver. It's been used as an investment for, thousands of years. That's just what it is. So... And most of the people that invest in it are going to be more your upper class, more wealthier people.
You got some gold bricks?
Not at the moment. Not at the moment. I haven't had any gold bars because that'd be you're probably looking at $40,000.
That's what I was saying.
Really,
That's
for a
fine.
bar, probably. That
1
size,
ounce of
that's
gold
insane.
is probably about $1,900 right now, and 1 ounce is probably that much, probably about that thin.
Okay.
Wow.
Silver's at $26 an ounce, but that's I'm not trying to get into the super specs of it.
No,
But
that's sick.
that's basically what I do. So I basically find people that are looking to diversify in those, I guess, they were traditional, I guess, 2,000 years ago,
Yeah.
but they're not really traditional now, especially with everybody's like, oh, I need real estate and stocks. These people are more, your older people who are like, I don't do stocks, I don't do real estate, I just want my gold and silver. That's just kind of, that's what I do there.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, who's your clientele?
So basically, the average demographic, or what do you mean?
Yeah, who
So
are
I would
they? Are
say
they
they're
old?
probably... I do have some lower income people in there, but not. It's more your upper middle class to higher class, because that's just your people that are just looking and have the money to spend.
Yeah, the money to spend on investments. And they're
Exactly, and a lot of them are older people. They're in their 60s, 70s, 80s. They're just because they can't wrap their mind around why would I buy a stock? I can't hold it. They're
right.
here's the silver, I want to hold it, or
Right.
here's the gold, I want to hold it. This is a real asset.
How do you
That's just
find
what they
those
see.
people?
So actually, this is how I got started. So I went to I saw a coin that sold for I think it was $7 million. So I'm like, there's money in this.
What makes a
There's-
coin sell for $7 million?
It's like art.
Yeah.
It's like art. Some of these
Right.
art pieces sell for $10 million or even $100 million. You're like, why the heck would anybody buy that? It's basically the same thing. It's like in the collector's world. Why would you buy a Pokemon for $500,000?
Right, exactly. I bought some Pokemon cards for Too much, honestly.
But people would argue though, they're like, it's just a card, like it's just cardboard.
Right.
Why would you buy that? So it's just kind of the same thing there.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so there's money to be made. I'm gonna look into this. So I went down to the nearest antique mall I could find. I didn't know anything.
How old were you at the time?
This was in 2019, summer 2019.
Okay.
So
Senior year
yeah,
of
we were
high
still in
school?
high school.
yeah, junior. I want to say June. No, we were going into
It's a
senior
year.
Okay.
Was it? Yeah, going into senior year.
Okay.
Yeah,
You just
yeah,
started.
going into
You're like,
senior
let's
year.
just go for it.
And then I'm like, I walked in there. I didn't know the price. First off, the prices are outrageous there.
Yeah.
So I bought them. I bought their stuff, and they're like, okay. Then I'm like, okay, now what do I do with this? I need to sell it. So I joined some like coin groups on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then I just started messaging everybody in them privately, and I'm like, I got some coins, you want to buy them? And they're like, do you have references? I'm like, no. And then they're like, no. But eventually, I did find this one dude, and then he bought it, and then
Damn.
So how
From
many
there-
coins did you have at first?
maybe like 15.
Okay, so you bought like 15 coins. You didn't know what the hell that they were worth. You were like,
Yeah, I
coins
just
sold.
I'm
I'll buy them.
like, yeah, I'm like, they're selling for. I mean, I just went into it, and that was just kind of because like I guess I like was collecting a little bit, but nothing too crazy. I kind of like. I started like a really long time ago and kind of got back into it, but I'm like, there's money to be made. So this is what I did. I would go online and I would find auctions. So we're just going to say coin A here. Auctions, things tend to be low or super high. It's just kind of how auctions are, you know.
Mhm.
So I would find item A or coin A and I would buy it for $25, okay? And then I would look on auctions and I would wait and wait and wait. And then let's say that same coin, a different one, but the same one I have, if you're following along,
Right.
sold for $35. I would wait a couple weeks and then I would figure out who the buyer of that coin was that bought it at 35, and then I would go to him and say, hey, I saw that you bought this coin at an auction 2 weeks ago for
Boom.
$35. I have it for
Boom.
30. Do you want it?
Boom.
And they're like, yeah, I'll take it.
Damn.
And so that's kind of what I did there. So
just
and then
OG
it just
hustler,
kind of.
just typing
Oh, yeah, for
messages out
sure.
on Facebook.
I'm surprised like
Yeah.
Facebook didn't like ban me or something. Like honestly,
You're probably spamming every single person in the group.
Yeah, but yeah, I was pretty like strategic about it too. Just like because I would go through and I would look at what their purchasing habits were like
wow.
within the groups
Yeah.
and see like this is the kind of silver they want. This is the kind of gold that they want.
Yeah.
So I wasn't just so I was pretty strategic about it and.
And are they old people in these group chats? Or are there also people that are?
I've met a couple people my age, but not very many. I would say the average person in there is probably 55.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
they're.
Is this frozen? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's gone. It's,
Okay.
I mean, they're probably 55, and I've talked to some people, and they're like, I mean, they're kind of like, oh, you sell like coins and silver. They're like, I don't know, like it's kind of stereotypical. They're kind of like, oh, it's like a nerdy thing to do, or they're like, oh, that's kind of dumb. But I'm like, hey man, they're out here selling for $8 million. Like,
dude, exactly. It's
I
the same
mean-
thing about Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Right, like Logic
Pokemon was
or
kind of
Apple,
lame, but then it became
Yeah,
cool again.
right,
It became cool
right.
again, like.
Right,
That
because
is
Logan
crazy.
Paul hyped it all up. He spent a shit ton of money on all these boxes, and he was
Yeah,
able to
I
like,
haven't
resell
seen
the
any of
boxes.
those, but
and
I've
stuff.
heard of it.
Yeah.
So.
so you buy and sell coins. Do you buy like anything other than the coins, like bars? Or?
Yeah, I buy silver bars too.
Okay, silver bar. Do you buy
I-
gold
I-
bars?
I try. I mean, gold is it's so expensive.
Do you buy like
It's
chains
just-
or anything?
No, not usually. Chains are just kind of because usually
It's
what
not
I-
pure and shit.
well, this is sterling silver's. I think it's 92.5, and most of your people that are going to be wearing chains and stuff are probably not going to be 55-year-olds. That's our demographic. It's going to be more
Right.
kids like our age or like
Yeah.
in their 30s that they're like, oh,
Uh-huh.
I'll buy a chain. So it's just kind of like they're gonna be like, no, I don't want a chain. I want the silver. Like that's just what they care about. That's
Yeah.
what they want.
Maybe that's something that you could get into is like buying. and
I've looked,
reselling
yeah,
chains.
like even like you can go to like garage sales and stuff. I haven't done it, but I'm gonna do it like once like it starts warming up. I'm
And,
gonna go there.
There's a garage sale this weekend at like Copper Leaf and something else in Liberty.
Really?
Yeah, like two
Is it?
neighborhoods. They're pretty like high middle class neighborhoods.
Well,
I
the
think
thing is, a lot of them they'll get like, I've seen it like on YouTube. They'll get like bins of like jewelry and they'll just throw it in there and they don't know because they don't know it's
Mhm.
sterling silver.
Uh-huh.
They don't know and they'll just like put it all in there. They'll be like, oh, this is my grandma's like jewelry. No way anything that she
Yeah.
had was real, and they just put it in there. But if you know what you're looking for, you can definitely find stuff in
Yeah,
there.
you can just
Yeah,
come up on a
totally.
bag if you know what you're looking for.
I mean,
Yeah. Aren't there like gold testing kits or something?
yeah. There's also diamond testing. I don't have a diamond
Yeah,
tester.
like the little. Zzz,
I mean, you've probably seen the videos.
It's
I've
on,
seen
like,
them on. I've seen them on
Instagram.
YouTube.
this
but-
real, this real.
Yeah, exactly.
Like scan the earrings.
It goes,
Yeah.
yeah.
That.
And it'll be fake and be like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about.
I bought this from a reputable jeweler.
Yeah.
Like all this stuff. Yeah. So that's basically the gist of my business. I mean, it's probably not as lucrative as real estate could be, but I'm using this more as like a stepping stone to raise capital. So then I could, what were you gonna say?
How much money do you make off of it? Like, if you don't mind saying it.
So here's the so
you've got to break it down.
I do. So in 2019, I did 6 sales.
Okay.
And 4 customers for $124.94.
Okay, and revenue?
In revenue, yes, before profit. I don't actually have the profit rate down here. So one thing about me is I kind of have to be careful because I really get into bookkeeping. Like I'm pretty like
you're very
I'm very extremely like this is my inventory. This is what I have.
That's good.
It can almost become like an obsession though, and it kind of takes you like. Because I'd be like, oh, I need to build this like template that's gonna like organize my inventory for me, and I'm like, I don't need to do that right now.
Right.
Like, I need to focus on.
I feel that.
Like it's just I'm like trying to
finding the actual clients and like.
I'm just trying to like scale up. Like,
right.
I'm like I gotta just chill and. So in 2020 we did 38 sales with 26 customers for $1,959.25.
Sick.
So based on these numbers for 2021 projections are based on the last 30 days.
Okay.
So in the last 30 days, we should end, this is the end of 2021, with 252 sales, 172 customers, and we're going to finish right around, like, the target goal is $13,000 to $15,000 is where we're going to target at. Okay. Now, I told you by next year I'm hoping to do $60,000, so you're probably wondering why I said that. So I got 4 reasons here listed on why. I got 4 reasons listed why. I'm going to have more time on my hands just with, I'm going to be able to, especially with college and just different things like that, I'm just learning how to time management better and different things like that. Yeah. And I work at FedEx right now. I'm probably going to quit that job soon,
that's
to be honest with you.
So, can we time out with the money for 1 second?
Yeah, we can time out for sure.
So you go to school at Maple, right?
Correct.
Online.
15 credit hours, yep.
Okay, sick. And then on top of doing that, you're working at FedEx.
Correct.
And then you do this, right?
I do this and I work somewhere else.
Where else do you work?
I do management. I do some management and upkeep for my uncle's real estate company.
Okay, sick. So I'm just trying to figure out like what you do day to day.
I mean, I have a pretty.
It's full.
I'm more just like getting the money coming in and just saving it at this point, like to just more.
To reinvest in more gold, more
just different things like that. Because if I just like stop now, the amount of money I have coming in isn't enough to really just keep fulfilling, like, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just not gonna allow me to scale as quickly, but I can scale quickly when I have 2 checks from 2 other jobs coming in. I'll be able to scale up. So I mean, I'm all for like quitting your job and doing this, but it's just gonna really just like it's just gonna delay the process because it's just gonna allow me not to be able to scale as quickly, if that makes sense.
I completely feel that. Yeah, so, that's why I love having the job like at the law firm because it gives me a check twice a week that I can then use to go into other entrepreneurial ventures.
Right, and if you didn't have that though, you'd be kind of.
I'd be a little worried about money.
I mean, just like going out or even with like your girlfriend or just different things like that. I mean, you just want to have.
I'd say we're going Dutch tonight, honey. I'm not paying for you.
Going Dutch. What the hell does that mean? She pays?
Yeah, well, it means you both pay separately.
Okay.
So Ethan, you don't work anywhere, correct? Do you work anywhere? Or?
Right. Like I have a landscaping business that.
Yeah, I think I saw that on Facebook.
Really?
Yeah, I think a friend of mine suggested. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like you like post like before and after pictures. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw. Do you still do that?
Yeah. So like I'm doing that like on the weekends, right? Like,
okay.
I'm actually making like a good enough income, like where I can just do real estate throughout the whole week, right? Is essentially what I'm doing right now. So I'm working like 6.5 days a week. Right now, so I'm trying to grind right now, like just to get my first deal, and then I just want to slowly transition, like into full-time real estate. Is what I plan on doing.
And then you quit at Hy-Vee. When did you do that? Like a year ago?
Yeah, right around a year ago, like a couple months after graduating, I quit my job.
Did you see your income fall after that at all, or like your checks or I guess money coming in the bank at all?
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, when I was at Hy-Vee, it was steady paycheck.
Right.
And then right when I started my business, I was just all relying on the money that I made from selling pieces.
Yeah.
So
it's a scary thing, dude.
I said, screw it. I said, send it. Like you get 1 life, 1 cent. Like why not? Why not take the risky route? I mean,
You did risk the biscuit for sure.
But yeah,
I guess it really paid off. Huh?
Yeah.
Big risk, big reward. I mean, that's how you should do it, in my opinion.
Yeah. Especially when you're young.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Back to your money.
Do you want me to go back to my 3 other reasons?
Back to the 3 reasons.
So this one I'm gonna.
Okay, so these are the 3 reasons why Blake projects that. 4 reasons.
The first one was more time, but now we're on the last 3.
He projects he's going to make $60K next year, which I fully believe it.
Revenue, not profit, guys. There's a big difference between revenue and profit.
So 2022, by the end of 2022?
We should be looking at about $60,000.
Okay.
Because we went from, I'm just going to run through it real quick, 2019, $125. 2020, $2,000. This year we're on pace to do $13,000 to $15,000.
Okay.
Next year we're looking at $60,000.
Okay.
This is why. I'm gonna have more time. I'm gonna start running social media ads, specifically targeted in those specific groups. Like I'm gonna talk to the people who run the groups and run ads through here. Now these next 2, you guys are gonna be like, "What the heck are you doing?" So the third one is social media. I'm not on Instagram. I don't have an actual Facebook page set up. It's all done through me personally.
Yeah.
And then the next one is I don't have a website yet.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Are you going to design it yourself?
So,
it's going to save you money.
It's gonna suck balls. I don't know, because that's going to be really. What do you mean design it? Like, do you mean I can't do coding at all? You mean like just like design the template and like
the layout? Design the template and everything like that. Like I designed my website and did it all. Yeah. It sucked. But
how many hours total do you think that took you?
Dude, that took me like
learning
3 weeks. And like that's with Paymon helping,
bro. I've been going through Squarespace and it's easy.
Yeah, I mean, how in depth though can you get on those sites like Wix, Squarespace?
Well, I didn't use Wix. I
like Squarespace quite a bit because like it shows you a ton of information about like all
who's on there.
Just about like who's like how many like people have came to your site at this time or like all like the different analytics about.
Does that help you know when you need to post and list something new or?
Yeah, I mean it can, but like I just try to push out like as much content as I can. Honestly, I don't really have a specific time, but like yeah, it just shows you like a bunch of different like really cool things. Like there's this option where it like shows you like where every single buyer has bought like a piece, like where they live throughout the whole world. Yeah, it's cool. They have a bunch of cool stuff. I haven't even explored it as much as I should, but
that is sick though. No, I think I'm gonna use Squarespace, right? For the wearables.
Yeah, that's a good idea, and I can help you if you need anything.
I would love that. I use WordPress though, because Paymon and like I read up that like WordPress is what website designers use. So I was thinking in the future, if I ever get my website redesigned, like professionally,
that's what they can do to.
Is that
what they?
They all use WordPress.
Yeah.
Like that's like their favorite format, their favorite website host.
So now you're like, oh, a website you might be able to like generate, but I have a plan to do with the website. I actually want to start because I mean I have like a good list of clients. Like I have people that just buy from me once, but I have a list of people like when I find something, I'll message like a good. I mean it's not a ton, but probably like 15, 20 people I can just message and say, hey, do you want to buy this? And they're older people who have money, so they'll be like, I'm not really looking for this. Because I mean,
that you can just hit up whenever.
But I mean, it's very specific on like kind of what they want. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up once I get the website going. I'm gonna open up like a monthly subscription service where they pay me. They pay me, and then I send them like a silver bar once a month or something. I mean, that's kind of the plan because nobody's doing that yet.
That's when you get that reoccurring money. That money coming in every month.
Question.
Go.
With coins, so my grandma, I was going to talk to you about this. My grandma bought me like a 50-cent coin or 50-cent piece coin subscription. This was like 4 years ago maybe.
Is that?
So they sent me a coin in the mail once a month.
Yeah.
And I have like maybe like 20, 30, 40 coins now, like 50-cent pieces that date back to like I think 1902.
Did you bring them?
I didn't bring
them. You should have brought them.
I'm literally just going to have them sit in that box for the rest of my life, and I'm going to pass them down to my child. They're going to have them sit in that box for the rest of their life.
Hopefully they don't take it to a pawn shop and sell it.
If they sell them, I'm going to haunt those motherfuckers. They will not be happy.
So I wouldn't do coins for me personally through the subscription. I would just do silver. Like I'd be like once a month. You guys, I mean, it's just subscription service is really the way to go. And right now it's just building up trust with these people. And some of them I've been building up trust for the last almost 2 years with them. And so I mean, I might sell something to them once every 3 months, but it's just a lot of people or 15, 20 people. I could be like, hey, I'm opening up this subscription service.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, man, it's so sick that age doesn't matter, I don't think, with what you're doing. Like, it's so sick that age doesn't matter. Because they think you have a product, you have what they want, they don't give a fuck who you are.
No, they don't care. Like, I bet anybody...
People just want their shit.
They're just like, I mean, somebody's like, oh, you're really young to be doing this. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I am. You're like, yeah, well, you're doing things right. I'm like, well, I appreciate it. Like,
it's awesome. Like, I'm worried about people... thinking my age is like a downfall.
But you also are going to be dealing people with face-to-face, especially when you're first starting out, versus me, it's behind a computer. I can kind of put what facade I want out there, like my image, I guess, versus...
Like confidence.
I mean, yeah, if you walk into a business and you walk wrong, they're going to be like, oh, I don't want to do business with this dude.
I agree.
Versus, like, I can carefully critique what my logo needs to be, what content they need to see, what I'm telling them. You know, it's just a lot easier e-commerce. I mean, for me anyway.
I get that.
But
you sound like you're doing good shit, man.
I mean,
you sound like you're on the path.
So,
for sure.
I want to make a distinction for the listeners. Blake just started going after it. As you guys have heard, if you're listening throughout this, Blake just started going after it. Whatever you're thinking about doing, whatever you're questioning doing, if you have any thoughts, go after it.
So I actually started the LLC like a month ago.
Exactly.
Like,
So
I'm not gonna lie.
You just started going, and then you just started figuring out after that. You got the LLC.
Because the thing was, at the beginning, it was like March, and I was looking at my numbers, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to make an LLC. I'm gonna get reported to the IRS.
Right.
Because if you do more than 10,000 through, I'm just getting logistics here, just numbers wise. If you do more than 10,000 through PayPal, or you do more than 10,000 on eBay, you get reported to the IRS automatically. So I'm like at that rate, I'd probably get reported around summertime.
Very
Is when I was gonna get. That's within a 365 year calendar.
Okay.
So I was like, I don't really want to risk it, and I didn't want to have to stop right at the edge, like. I'm at $9,000 in sales. It's July. I can't sell now till January 1st of 2020. Like, I'm not going to do that. Plus, you can get the benefit of tax write-offs and things like that, which isn't going to help me a ton. But I mean, it just comes with its own perks, I guess. I'm not really worried about getting sued. That's not really like a huge concern of mine. But it's also just people are willing to do business with you if you have an LLC. It's like a comfort thing for some reason.
Like it gives you like something to fall back on.
You're legit.
Yeah,
like,
it's not credibility.
Yeah, it's not just I'm Blake Harris. It's
I'm with this company.
BHLLC. Or
right.
BH
Flips. Yeah.
Sorry.
I like it, bro. I like it.
BH Flips.
I vibe with it as well. Yeah.
It's got a nice ring.
Missouri is actually I think it's Missouri and Arizona are like the easiest states to set up an LLC too. Yep. There's no annual report that has to be filed. There's no annual fee that you have to repay every year, like registration fee. I know California. I was looking at California. If you have an LLC there, you have to pay $840 every single year to reinstate it, to get it. But it's California, though. I mean, Arizona is like the only... It's Missouri and Arizona.
It's like you buy a burger in California, it's going to be
Kansas is $150 a year to do that. I'm pretty sure it's $150 every year to do that. I was looking at a chart.
That's so weird.
Why? I mean, if you're in Missouri, you literally just pay $50. Go get an EIN off the IRS's website.
You can literally... EIN already?
Yeah, I have an EIN, yeah.
Sick.
Who do you bank with?
Bank of America.
Bank of America?
Fucking love it, dude. They literally, on my Bank of America, I've already told you guys about that, I love it. On the Bank of America app, I literally have my checkings, my savings, my business bank account, and then my Roth IRA, and then my regular investment account, all on the same app.
Dang.
That's hard.
Did you need a... So, I don't have a credit score either.
Yeah, I don't have a credit card either.
You don't?
No.
You don't have a credit score?
Hell no.
Didn't you make a TikTok talking about credit score or something?
Hella.
I think I saw it on your Instagram.
It's really not that hard to get, to be honest. But when you're young, your credit score, it matters if you want to get a house, right? But if you just have a credit card, then that's only one line of credit. You know what I'm saying? So it's really not a strong score. So my credit score is 760, but it could so easily go down. You know what I'm saying?
There's not a lot of history, I guess, to kind of build up a reputation.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So if I mess up on a payment, it could go down really fast. You know,
are you ever gonna get a credit card or?
My name's on my mom's credit card.
Okay.
So I'm one of the users on her credit card.
That's a good way to build it up.
Because I think that built it, but
okay.
Aaliyah was telling me, man, Aaliyah went and talked to different bank advisors about getting a credit card because she has one right away, and she knows this one specific way. I need to have her tell it to me again because I want to share it on the podcast. It's how to build a perfect credit score or something.
Really.
But yeah, it's sick. And I want to do it really bad. But I think that building your credit isn't really about just using the card. It's the ability to take on debt and pay it off over time.
Yeah.
So it's you want to pay them month to month, but at the same I don't want to speak out of my ass because
all I did was use my card for 7 months, bro.
Yeah.
Actually, real talk, I became a part of my parents' credit card, but I never saw a spike in my credit score, which makes me think it didn't even affect it.
Yeah.
Right? It took me 7 or 8 months to get 760.
You have your own credit card now, though, right?
Yeah.
What do you use it for? Like gas or something?
Gas. Like that's literally all I use it for.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna need to eventually get one though, because I mean,
I'll
I
probably
probably
get
won't,
one soon.
because you gotta buy a house at some point. I mean, I'd like to pay for it in cash, but reasonably, that probably for me to have that much money, I probably need to be like, I don't want to be in my parents' house, so I'm like in my 23 or something.
Yeah.
Like that. I mean, it's just not.
Yeah.
I want to have my own place by then.
Yeah.
Hopefully, so.
Same.
I'm trying to think of like what age I would be, because it'll probably be like 3 years till I move out. So I'd be 23.
Are we all living with our parents? Free rent?
Yeah, I'm living.
Hey man, it's free rent. People hate on it, but I'm like,
Free rent, free food too.
the
bro.
best of when
Food
people go,
costs
you're
a
missing
lot.
out on the college experience. I'm like,
Yeah,
shut
do you miss
up.
the... Oh, so riddle me this. Oh, let's get deep. Do you plan on going to college after Maple Woods?
Currently, right now, yes. But if
Oh.
something were to happen, though, and it would put me in a financial situation, like I'm not like I'm trying, but at the same time, though, I'm also because the plan right now is I'm majoring in economics. That's the current
Okay.
plan.
Mhm.
I want to get an
Where at?
internship. I'm gonna transfer over to UMKC next year, or later this year anyway.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the plan is to do I had to think for a minute.
Yeah.
So the plan is to actually get an internship at an investment firm, and a lot of people they get stuck at the internships, they'll end up staying there.
Mhm.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get an internship maybe for a couple years and just kind of learn
Like Edward Jones or something like
yeah,
that?
just something kind of just I honestly just I'm not really
I
sure.
was gonna say, I
yet.
know a guy that works at Edward Jones. Or
There's kind of a lot of them.
yeah.
They're kind of
Yes, there are a lot of them.
that's more of like a financial
Sales.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Right, but
It's
like,
more
I
like a
got up-
financial. But the thing is, I want to get in an investment firm and learn over 2 years, just learn everything I can about it,
Uh-huh.
and then just be like, screw you guys. But I'm not gonna tell them this, and I'm gonna go start my own based on all the knowledge that I know.
Dude,
And during that
Just
whole
go
time,
learn
I'm
from
gonna be
them.
self-teaching myself,
Yeah.
and I mean, it will probably take 2 years of my life as like a sacrifice, I guess, like being an internship or something for them. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna learn a lot.
Yeah.
Because you just kind of learn, because you can watch videos on law all you want, you know what I'm saying, on YouTube.
Yeah.
But for you, you probably learned a lot more as soon as you actually got in there at a law firm and just saw the behind the scenes, I guess.
Oh, totally. I learned so much about business working at that law
right,
firm.
right.
Because
Just
Pam
different
always
things like
let
that.
me go into meetings, interviews for different employees, and all this stuff.
Really?
I learned so much about just business. I was going to these lunches with him with other attorneys. And I was
Sick.
learning stuff about how to be in the business world. And
That's
it was
sick.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That taught me more in the span of 2 months.
Then you
than
did.
school
That's
ever
ever-
did.
School has ever done.
Literally. It was
So
insane.
mainly I'm in school right now basically so I can get somewhere and just basically get kind of that insider knowledge. So
Okay.
then when I go out and, because I want to start my own investment firm, whatever that would be, just stocks, commodities, anything like that.
Mhm.
But I really want to get an inside look to it before I do that so I don't just start because I have no clue about it's just,
Yeah, just
to
wing
build an
it
investment
completely.
firm
Yeah.
real estate it kind of make you know what I'm saying, but
It
an
makes
investment
sense.
firm where do you start with that?
Yeah.
So for me it's just more I have no plans on staying. I'm probably not going to tell them that.
Uh-huh.
But and right now it's kind of hard. Nobody's gonna want you to be at an investment firm if you're
No.
18 years old and you're in your finishing up your first year at college. There's gonna be
You
what
gotta
are you
have
doing
one
here?
hell of an interview.
So,
You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, for sure. So,
No, that'd be sick, man. I think
that's
the
kind of what I'm
experience-
doing there.
The experience is needed with what you're wanting to do.
So
Because I
mean,
know nothing about investment firms. I don't think I've ever.
and
seen
I
a
don't think
YouTube
you can
video.
get it from watching off YouTube videos on how to start an investment firm.
Yeah.
Definitely
You
can't.
can watch videos how do you do real
No, you
estate
definitely
or
can't.
I mean, and even if you did, there's going to be a lot of mistakes. So I'd rather just sacrifice 2 years of my life doing an internship than get it right and spend 10 years of my life making huge financial mistakes, costing myself
I feel
hundreds of
that.
thousands of dollars.
I
I'd
feel
rather
that.
just 2 years learn
Yeah.
how to do it instead of taking 10 years to if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Trial and error.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
even law, it makes sense to go be at a law firm maybe for 2 years as an internship and then start your own law company versus
Yeah.
just going out and just starting your own law company. I mean, that's just kind of the way I look at it. So
Yeah, definitely.
it's kind of a sacrifice I have to make time wise and different things like that. But
Yeah,
I try to be productive, not waste my time. I mean, I stay pretty busy,
it's
but
limited.
for sure.
Time
So
is limited. I mean, throughout the throughout the day, I feel as though time's so limited. I wish I didn't need to sleep as much as I do.
I'm I'll be honest. I wish I just wish I got.
Folks, we are back. We were having some technical difficulties. The mic shut off for some reason. The camera stopped.
Yeah.
We got some bad luck in the room. We cleared it up. We're just using one mic, so if you're having troubles hearing us, we're sorry. But fuck, that's the best we can do. We were just talking about those grinding years, working hard. Blake and I were talking about how sleep is
Overrated.
Literally, Aaliyah's dad says this. He says, "Rest is for the wicked." And it was funny because after he said that, went and laid down and watched a movie. It was kind of comical. But back to the grind time. I feel as though we're all in the grind time right now, working our asses off. That's what you got to do when you're young. What do you guys think that you do to work your asses off right now?
I just create as much as I can as far as clothing pieces and artwork and like TikToks and just content in general. I'm trying to push out as much stuff as I can because I feel like the more you push out, the better your odds of being like seen. You know, it's just like people are gonna keep talking about it and it's just gonna get spread and you're gonna grow and grow and grow. So I'm just trying to create and produce as much as I can right now.
I dig it, Ethan.
Man, I've been slacking on content, to be honest, like with TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. I've been slacking, but...
Can we take a pause?
Yeah, what's up?
Talk as loud as we can.
Okay.
It was about a quarter volume when Cory was talking.
My bad. Yeah, but man, right now, like, I'm grinding. Like, I'm working, like, 6.5 days a week. Like, I try to give myself, like, a half day, like, some day throughout the week. Like, I like to do it, like, right before I mow. You know what I'm saying? So that way I can just plan it out, like, see what work I have to do, what lawns I have to hit, what jobs I have to do. So right now I'm grinding because I just don't want to be like 40, 50 years old and still like working 40 hours a week. Like honestly, like some people want to build a huge business like Amazon, but like not necessarily me. Like oh god, like it'd be cool to own like $100 million of real estate, right? Like, and you can do that with time. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Right, but she's like, I'm not trying to work my ass off my whole life to have some big ass company, you know, like I just want freedom is really what I want.
Most definitely. Blake, you were talking, I mean, shoot, we were having technical difficulties for about 15, 20 minutes. We were talking, and Blake was saying that his uncle's a successful real estate owner.
Yeah.
And how old is he?
I'll be honest, I don't know his age.
How old do you think
I'm not super.
Does he have gray?
No, because he dyes his hair.
Hey, dude's 40 or 50, I bet.
Oh no, the dude, he's actually my great uncle, so he's probably in his early 60s, I would say.
Okay.
Early 60s, but the dude works. I mean, he doesn't wake up early. Like he sleeps in till like 10 o'clock every day.
Yeah.
Then he goes to his office and he's up till like 1 or 2 in the morning at his office. I mean, the dude puts in. I mean, everybody keeps telling him, they're like, you're gonna die like of a heart attack from like stress and things like that. I mean, so he does have a lot of money and he can buy, like, he has a Ferrari, different things. Like, he just has money and stuff like that, but at the same time, though, he's just like, he's constantly working, though, that he almost gets no break. So, because you can get to a point, though, I feel like, where you're constantly just, like, money can and does provide, like, freedom.
Yeah.
But at some point, though,
it doesn't matter.
I mean, you can get trapped in anything. I mean,
I definitely agree.
you can get. I mean, there's people worth $100 million or $50 million and they're just constantly working all the time that they hate their lives. I mean,
exactly.
I mean, money doesn't buy happiness, because if that was true, then the happiest people in the world would be the richest, and that's not true. I mean, many of the happiest people are those who have absolutely nothing. Yeah. Which is something like...
Man, I bet Jeff Bezos wasn't happy to go through a divorce, and he was the richest man in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think like the golden amount... The golden amount's like $70K, I think, is what people did when they did studies. So earning $70K satisfies your needs and your wants, right? But then at that point, if you were to make more, I'm saying
not for me, bro. I need to be.
Yeah, but
I don't even want to put a limit on it. Like, I'm just.
It's like if you made more than $70K, you were going past the point of having that free time that everybody's searching for.
Right.
So $70K was like the in between. Happy. But I think that there are people that have a certain level of success in mind. I think that we're all that type of person. And it's that specific type of success where you want ultimate control of your time. And you want to be a fucking animal. Like, to put it frankly.
I agree.
Like, you want to be an animal.
I think some people, when you build up a successful business, my thing is I want to build up like a successful investment firm, and then I want to take a step back. Like I still want to be involved, but I don't want to be like doing every little thing possible. I mean, I want to take a step back. Thing with my uncle is he needs to be like he wants to be involved in every little thing. Yeah. He's very like detail, like control oriented. Like he wants it his way. Like
he works in the business and not on the business.
He is the business. I mean, that's basically kind of. I mean, so I want to get to a point where, like that, you're just like not financial, or you're not like, you're just kind of trapped to this business. Yeah. And at some point, in a way, you're kind of, you may have a business. Let's say you may have a business worth $20 million, but if you're working 70 hours a week and you're grinding when you don't have to be because you feel trapped to this business, you're just as enslaved to your mind and to this business as somebody who's working a 9 to 5 making $30,000 a year.
Yeah.
I mean,
plus that person probably has time with their kids on the weekends.
For sure, and you don't. But the thing is, though, here's the difference. That person that's working the 9 to 5, they're kind of, let's say they're 60 years old, they're kind of at the point where they're kind of stuck. They can't, there's not a lot. I mean, you could always get out, but when you have that $20 million business, you just have to let go. And just realize life isn't all about.
It's probably like an ego thing for a lot of people.
Definitely I feel like. They're like, I built this up, I'm not just going to give it away. I'm not going to. Definitely. I mean, you can't really talk, I guess, until you're like in that position, like what you would do specifically.
You're like, this is my baby. I need to keep it.
Yeah, but some people are really like that, though. I mean, if I built up a successful investment firm, I mean, I'll be honest, if somebody offered me a couple $100 million and they're like, I'll buy it from you, I'd be like, bro, just take it. Like, for real. I'll go travel the rest of my life. Like, I'm cool with that, but I don't want to be traveling when I'm like 60. You can't do anything, bro. Like, for real. Like, you can't be doing any crazy stuff when you're 60. Like, when you're like in your 30s, like, that's like your prime. Like,
I agree.
I think the prime for men is like 32 to 36 or something.
Isn't? Are you talking physically or just
everything?
Everything.
Like, because I was.
You get that midlife crisis, like at 40, like 45. You're just like, oh, I'm depressed.
You have a big high, and you're like, oh shit, midlife crisis.
And then I've looked at it like life, like satisfaction throughout the years, and when people are the happiest is actually when they're like in their 70s and 80s, like when they're actually at the end of their life, because they're just realized they're like, you know, my life is pretty good. I mean,
I just got goosebumps. I got goosebumps thinking about that, like, because I was thinking like my grandpa is 72, like
I've never really met like, or I guess this is just looking at like my grandparents, but I've never really I've met a lot of like middle-aged people who just are depressed and hate their life, but I've never really met like older people. They're all just like you can tell like they're with their soul. They're just like at peace with everything. Yeah, like, they're just like that's why there's just something about like grandparents and things like that. There's just and just older people in general. They're just like they just have a peace with them.
Dude, have so much gratitude for life because they know their days are limited.
And then they're at the point now where they're like, oh, I don't care. Like the worst thing ever is when people try to make money to like buy this car to flex on people.
I agree. That's the worst. You're trapping yourself.
When you see a Lamborghini, you just look at the car. You're like, wow, that's a sick car. You never like, I wonder who's driving it. You never think about the dude driving the car. You just think about the car itself. See somebody wearing a nice pair of shoes, you don't think about the person. You just think about the shoes. I mean, you think the attention's on you. It's not. It's on the item that you have. And it's just
that's a good way to look at it.
I mean, it's true though. I mean, if I see a nice car, I'm not thinking about the dude driving it. Like, ooh, that's a nice Tesla.
That dude looks cool.
Like, no, I'm looking at his car. I mean, it's just kind of how it is. I mean, but it's just so dumb when people just... For me, I just want to be financially free so I can be free in life and do what I want. I want to be able to wake up and be like, I don't want to work today, so I'm not going to. I want to go travel to Europe next week. I'm going to go to Europe and stay in this hotel and do what I want over in Europe. Like, that's just what I want to do.
Dude, yes. Like, just surprise your kids and be like, hey, like we're going on vacation next week. Guys. That'd be dope.
One time my mom and stepdad John surprised me and my sister with a trip to Florida. Like, they pulled us out of school on like a Friday or a Thursday to like take us there. I thought somebody fucking died. I was picked up at school by my mom and my stepdad, and I'm like, what's happening? And they didn't tell us.
How old were you?
I was like, I think 2nd or 3rd grade.
Take you to the airport?
Yeah, they were like, they didn't say anything once we like started leaving the school. Like, they didn't say anything. We were like, what's going on? And they were like this. I was like, somebody died! No!
You start crying?
Yes, I was freaking out.
Did they tell you?
Yeah, they told us.
Okay, I thought they were. Did you be on the airplane crying? Just like not doing anything. They'd be like, "Shut up,
shut up, kid. I'm taking you somewhere." No, it was
Shoot.
It was so bad. I had something to say about like being content when you're old, like feeling happy with what your life was. Seriously? That was just a joke. So I would say that we're gonna talk deep about my family.
Okay.
So my grandpa, I would say he was like a brawny, manly man his entire life. And although like I was younger when he was like this, he was still like brawny, manly man, like blue collar, I'll beat your ass type of guy. Like tough guy. My aunt got ALS and passed away when I was in like
tough.
7th grade.
Yeah.
He changed so much after that. Like it changed his outlook on life. Like he became such a loving person, and now he's like older. He's like one of the kindest old people that you ever met in your entire life.
Oh, sure.
Like the dude is so.
Wow.
Sometimes it takes
he appreciates
that.
To really appreciate
and
what's going
sucks,
on.
But I mean, so I just have a real quick question. This is kind of deep.
Yeah.
So I guess we can go. Are you at peace with your life right now?
Ooh.
Like in this moment, or not in this? I guess overall, like if somebody said, "Are you at peace with your life?" Not content, because content is like peace is just like, you know what I'm saying. Like you're just like.
Yeah. Are you happy the way you treat people? Are you happy
with
your
everything? Are you
relationships?
just at peace with your life? So.
I'm definitely at peace with my life. I think relationships are the point of existence.
I agree.
Happiness is happiness only exists when it is shared. So I think my relationships with everybody in my life are great. So I would be at peace in that sense. Am I at peace with my success? No. So I want to be super successful. But my relationships and happiness and how I've lived thus far, I'm so like proud of it.
Same here. Like I'm just not content with my level of success right now.
Yeah.
Is the only thing I'm not at peace with.
Same with you.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I do agree.
So why do you guys want to be successful? Like for real, like honestly, like people are like, I want this success. Like why do people why do we?
That's a deep
I'm
question.
trying to turn into the podcast that's over. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like I'm just trying to like genuinely like I've never like sat down and talked or like talked to you guys. So I'm just trying to get like just a feel for like, you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
I mean, what does like success like mean? Like what do you guys like? For me personally, I don't really know how to answer that question. Like, I don't. I think success to me, it means something different for everybody. For me, it just means freedom. I can do what I want when I want. I mean, it sounds kind of arrogant, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's my life.
That's what everybody
I
wants.
don't want to be trapped, so that's kind of, that's how I see it. So.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, I just
Same
want to be
here.
able to do whatever, whenever, every single day for the rest of my life. Yeah, that's really what I want to do.
You only live once. I feel like you might as well like live it up. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been given the perfect opportunity in the perfect country, and
for sure.
like with the perfect time in the world, like in our existence.
I mean,
We have the internet. We can monetize anything. So why not go all out and try to build something for my family that no one has ever built? Is kind of how I see it.
for sure.
Heck yeah.
How about you, Seth?
I'm gonna sound like such a douche.
It's okay. It's okay. I kind of felt douchey saying that as well.
No, I'm not sounding like such a douche like right now. And it's so egotistical what I'm about to say.
I want to be remembered. Is it that?
So I do want to create a level of success for my family. I want the free time to do whatever the hell I want.
Yep.
I want to be the baddest motherfucker in the room.
All eyes on me.
I want to walk through the door and people don't ask me my name. They know my name.
Why do you think you want that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You just have a burning desire that you
just want
just
power?
don't understand yet.
Yeah, like it could have been like nurture, like the movies that I've seen, the way I've been raised, the way that I view people, like the way I view success. Like my mom has always been searching for this level of success at the hospital. Like she's always been like moving up the ladder and stuff like that. And like she has a really high role. Maybe it was her being a role model to me, seeing that. Because then I was thinking,
yeah, you talked about that in one of the podcasts I listened to.
Yeah.
You talked about that, how like everybody like really looks up to your mom and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's like maybe that's what I'm searching for. Is like I want people to know who I am. Be like, oh, that's sad. That's sad. It's so. I'm a douche for it.
That's a dope feeling though.
Yeah.
Actually, like I've never had that feeling personally.
I've never.
So, like I'm assuming like if you're walking down the street and someone's like, holy shit, that's Seth McGrew.
Exactly. Like, think about
That probably feels nice, knowing you've impacted that person's life in a positive way. That
I've
almost
been
kind of
recognized by a handful of people in miscellaneous places.
Dang.
Wait, I'm just saying.
I bet it's dope.
It is weird. Like, I was walking out of Target one time with my dad, and this dude was like driving on the street. He's like, "I love your clothes."
You're like,
Yeah, like, hell yeah. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it was weird, but yeah.
You know the dude?
Mm.
I don't know. No, that's sick, bro.
Hell, that's weird.
That
but
is sick.
it's dope though.
Nobody's came up and be like, "Oh my gosh, Infinite Pieces, let me get a photo."
No. I was in Savers. One girl, I had a blank in my hand. This girl came up she came up to.
Did she
was
say you're
like,
cute?
No, she was like, "What are you gonna make this time?" I was just like, I don't know, maybe like a vest or something.
You should have said, "How do you know? How do you know? What are you talking about?" You should act really scared or something.
They're like, "What?
I'm just
Who sent you here?"
It's funny.
Shoot, man. Blake, what do you think? After hearing ours, do you have a different opinion on why you want that level of success?
For me, a lot of people, they're like, "I need to leave a legacy. I want to be remembered." Like, I'll be honest, like, I'm dead. I don't really like. Like a legacy's gonna happen if you just spend your whole life trying to build, like, a legacy is gonna come naturally. Like, that's something you need to build.
Yeah.
Like here, like in your present life, I don't feel like you need to build a legacy. It's just gonna come naturally. Like,
Yeah. Like
This
if
is
you
way
leave
off
something to
topic.
remember, it'll happen after you die.
like Abraham Lincoln,
Right.
like probably didn't like him said, "I'm gonna make sure I'm
Right.
remembered 150 years from now." He just said,
Right.
"I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do," and then he just
What
naturally,
feels right.
naturally, you're
Yeah.
gonna get remembered. So that's not
Yeah.
something. So many people are like, "I need to be remembered." Like, you just
Yeah.
gotta like build like life is just about connections and like
Your relationship.
making positive impacts on people's lives. Like that's like people. You guys have probably heard it's super like cliche. They're like, people aren't gonna remember like.
What you
they're-
said to them. But
Yes, they're gonna remember how you treated them or something.
Yeah.
Like, it's super
Yeah.
cliche, but I mean, it's
My
really
mom
true,
says that.
though. That's something like like every mom would say.
Yeah.
Guys,
But-
do your moms have like a quote board?
No.
Oh, just me?
Uh-uh.
My mom has like it's like a
No, I
chalkboard.
don't.
So like front door to my house right here, like garage door's right here, the stairs are right here. It's on like the stairwell wall, and it's like a chalkboard, like a little basket, and like little hooks and stuff that she like hang a hat on or like a hanging plant, and it's like the chalkboard. She'll write like quotes. I love it. One time I was like, oh man, what did I write? Fucking grind or something like that. And my mom like texted me like 2 days after I wrote it. She's like, "Nice quote, idiot."
That's goofy.
Yeah.
Does she like write quotes up there like on the daily?
She'll write
What's the
like
quote up there
weekly.
now?
I don't know. She asked me about it the other day, and I was like, I haven't looked yet. She said it was some Abraham Lincoln quote actually.
Is
But
That's
that-
ironic. We
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
referenced
it
Abraham
is.
Lincoln.
But no, it's funny because she'll have quotes like that up there, or like Eleanor Roosevelt quotes she puts up there. Nerd. But yeah, I like the quotes. I'm a big quote guy. I'm a big like sayings guy. That's why
we
I'm so,
had a
like,
pretty
the
good one
word.
earlier, I'll be honest. Something about
Oh,
doers
okay.
and thinkers.
Yeah.
I don't remember it entirely, but I still want it on my gravestone.
Yeah.
Facts, but put that on a shirt.
Yeah, put on. That'd be sick on a shirt.
Put that
Or a
on
bracelet.
a shirt.
Or is
It's
it too
wearable.
It
long?
might be too big for a
Yeah,
bracelet,
yeah,
unless
yeah.
you made it like small font.
So I only listened to episodes like 1 through 20, and then I listened to like the last like, I think it was like 3 or 5. So are you like doing something else, like? Because you said something's coming in the mail. And I wasn't sure what you were talking about. Like, I didn't have time to like go
it's
back
just-
and so.
I don't know if you know about these sticky notes that I started doing a
I
while
heard
ago,
about
like-
those.
So I took that sticky note idea. Ethan and I were talking about how this other entrepreneur was
Wait, what's sticky note idea? Explain that to me.
The one,
'cause I
the
don't
sticky
know.
notes around the room idea.
Yeah, around the
Is
room.
that? Yeah.
like work hard today, get better today, achieve
Oh,
greatness, shit like
okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was doing these sticky notes.
Okay.
Ethan was talking about how this one entrepreneur was making bracelets like motivational sayings. And then I was thinking, why don't I just take what I write on sticky notes and put it on a bracelet? So that way I'm not just looking
Monetize
at
it.
it.
Is that for your own personal use or is that for
personal
people to
use and
buy?
I'm selling it?
Okay, where are you selling it?
Dude, I haven't made a website because I'm afraid to put in the work beforehand and like spending the money.
Is this separate from social growth?
Separate, yeah.
Okay.
So I think what I'm gonna try to do is sell them through like DMs or like try to get it on TikTok. Be like, DM me if you want one.
Yeah.
And then just try to do it through like Venmo and PayPal or like Cash App at 1st. If it takes off and I start selling shit, I'm gonna make a website right away, get an LLC EIN, get it all set up.
Is that just going to be for? Do you think you'd be moving too quick to get an LLC and EIN? Because, I mean, wouldn't you want to try to avoid making a company as long as possible just for tax purposes and things like that, so you can make money
Man, so you said you're like obsessed about like bookkeeping.
It's like bad. It's so bad. If the numbers don't add up, I'll sit there for like 3 hours. Like, why are the numbers not adding up? Like, it's like
I get that.
It's kind of. I'm just meticulous like that.
That's a good thing, though.
Yeah, it's gonna be real helpful when tax season comes around next year. So,
I'm obsessive about, I would say systems.
Yeah.
Like having systems set in place,
Right.
like having things set up. Like I'm obsessed with having things in specific places. So if I would just have these bracelets that I was selling out of fucking nowhere, I'd be like, fuck, I need to like make that into something. I need to create a brand for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
why couldn't that be part of like social growth? Do you think? Is it? I mean, it's not really related.
Yeah, I just want. It very well could have, but I just wanted it to be separate. Because what if social growth blows up and becomes this big social media marketing company, and then I have like these bracelets attached to it?
Mm-hmm. It's just gonna be like an extra thing, and they're just gonna like cut that out.
Yeah, exactly. So I was thinking wearables, social growth, 2 separate entities.
But do you think though if social growth took off like that, you just scratch the bracelets?
Hell no.
I mean, really?
Dude, the
I
bracelets.
feel like the bracelets won't take much time, right? Like you just have to pack the orders and meet up with people. But after that,
Literally.
like, that's really all it is. You know, like run your
Like,
numbers. And
Thing is, I wouldn't even meet up with people. Like shipping it would be so much more.
It is
time.
Wait, you said what now?
I wouldn't even meet up with
Like,
anybody. Like
I
get up
took
to them. I just
6 off
mail
the
it.
post office.
Really?
Well, because like envelopes.
Mm-hmm.
I could just use an envelope. It's not like a package.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
Because like these bracelets are so small. If they order one of them, I'll just put the letter in there, maybe like a sticker or like something like that. And then just fold
Would you
the
ship it
letter.
in a white envelope?
Yeah, literally, just just an envelope.
Yeah.
They're so small
Yeah,
and they
sure,
don't
that's
weigh
nice.
enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I wouldn't track it. No.
Yeah, like I've put papers that weigh heavier in a fucking envelope than this bracelet will.
When did they come in?
24th,
I'm hyped.
2 days.
I need one.
Same.
I'll buy one from you. Wait, how much is it though? That's the question. You know, I said these aren't gonna be like some like hype beast bracelets or something for like $50.
I'm $25 bracelets.
I don't know, that's a little price.
No, I was gonna sell them for 5. 5's even. I figured it was nice.
What are you gonna do in shipping?
Literally free.
Free shipping?
Yeah, free shipping, $5. I figured
That's
it
lit.
would. We'll talk after the podcast.
Okay,
About
yeah.
his
we're so off topic right now.
Oh, dude, this podcast can go anywhere. Especially with today, we got a guest for the very first time. It's a very special event.
I don't know.
See, I like
special
this.
event.
Just like having a guest and just like being able
Yeah.
to talk rather
shoot
than
shit.
just like having a
Yeah, having
topic
a
and just
topic.
being like down.
I mean, you're
The
probably
bullet
hitting on a
points.
lot of the same areas you guys have already talked about.
Yeah, but it's like we're getting more in depth too. Like the questions that you asked us were like good, solid questions.
they were.
I was just curious because I don't
very
really,
solid question.
I don't really have like.
Entrepreneur.
It's just kind of been like me by myself, especially with everybody at college. Like, kind of, it's just kind of been me by myself. So I've just been kind of looking for, you know, because you
There
are
you
who
go,
you hang
guys.
around. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Uh-huh.
So I mean,
Have you heard me say it?
It's a
the
very well-known
the
quote.
5 people you spend. You did not come up with that. So don't take credit for that,
No,
bro.
I'm not saying I wasn't taking credit. I'm saying have you heard me say it because I promote the fuck out of it.
Is it the 5 people you spend your?
Yes, I totally
Yeah.
agree with that. Like
It's really true.
I will live my life by that. Live
I've
my
definitely
life by
leveled up, like
Yeah.
with you guys.
Like I'm never gonna hang around any bums that don't support the same goals. They aren't going after the same things as me.
Sometimes
Like,
it's
you're
hard
not a
to
grinder.
find 5 people, to be honest.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
it
is.
really is.
it is, bro.
So for me, I feel like instead of 5, like it's like 3 or like 2. Or,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, it's just kind of how
Whatever
it
it
is.
is.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean the whole point of it is
You got 3 more right here.
yeah.
So boom.
The whole point of it is like you are who you surround yourself with.
Right.
Like, whatever 5 people, 10 people, whatever it may be, you become who you spend your most
you
time.
just have to make sure, because sometimes you're going to be put in situations where you're with people that you don't want to be, especially with school. You're like, these people are a bunch of losers with no
Yeah.
goals, but I'm stuck in a classroom with them, or I'm stuck at lunch with them.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to anybody if you're watching this, but I sat with you, I sat with you at lunch last year. I mean, you kind of know where I stand, but I'm just kidding. You guys probably don't watch the podcast. I mean, you guys
Real
wouldn't
talk,
watch
you
it
probably
like this.
don't.
For
What you're
real.
talking about probably.
I mean, they would not watch this podcast. They're like,
Yeah.
I was surprised by how many people that I knew that like aren't watching the podcast or aren't listening to it.
Same.
Because I expected like
it's
everybody
kind of,
that
it's
I was
kind
friends with.
of, yeah, kind of like,
It hurts.
kind of hurts.
Dude,
Yeah, it does. You're like, man, did you check out this? Like, oh no, I haven't. You're like, You're my homie, bro. You're
exactly.
like my best
It
friend.
takes 5 minutes, bro. Like, everybody's already on their phones all day. Like, I know y'all be scrolling on Instagram and shit. Turn that
And I
off.
genuinely
Turn it
believe,
on.
like, I feel like a lot of the people I know could probably benefit from some of the stuff that we say.
Oh,
At
for
least.
sure.
For sure. I think
saying?
anybody could, honestly.
Yeah.
Because you could just take it's
I'm not
a
even
lot
trying to
better
say
than
that, but like,
mindless scrolling on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit is
Yeah.
very bad for you, bro. So bad.
There's I don't have TikTok. That's actually there. I have all other social media platforms except like a LinkedIn.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, yeah, get a LinkedIn.
Yeah, I was gonna.
I lost a potential client because my LinkedIn was crummy. I shit you not.
That is-
All right. So I have something that you might need to do or just look
let's
into
hear
for
it.
social
Let's hear
media growth. Have you tried to go on? This is probably like the first thing I would do. Have you tried to go on Indeed and look up social media managers
That's
that
the
are
next.
needed for hiring, and then you just go there and just write down like 50 clients,
You got
and then you don't
listing
apply
down the
through
phones.
you don't apply through Indeed
I called.
because you got to be like, hey, this is super random, and I'm just calling random businesses.
You just cold call them. Yeah.
But you don't have to say like, I saw your application, because they're like, oh, application guide. They just won't be like, they're like, we sent this. They're gonna be like, it was just so random. We're looking
Yeah.
for a social media person. This random dude calling. He's like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
offering this service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so they're more likely, I feel like, to accept that versus like, oh, he's just applying for this job.
Yeah.
Throw him in with the other interviewers, just things like that. So,
No,
I mean, have you tried that yet?
I saw that. I think you sent it to me.
Mhm.
Brendan sent it to me too on TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I've got to do it. So
Yeah.
I had this presentation on Wednesday. Is that yesterday? Yeah, I had this presentation on Wednesday yesterday. So I've been like busy prepping for that, getting ready for that, making that PowerPoint, getting all my note cards ready, figuring
Is
out
this
what I'm gonna
for-
say. It was for a small business networking event,
Okay.
and so it was cool. I've been going to a lot of those. They're really useful, and yeah. So I've been prepping for that. But the very next thing I'm gonna do to try to create leads is that precisely.
Is it? Have you
Yes.
thought of that before?
Yeah, well, like
Yeah.
Ethan and Brendan sending it to me,
Mm-hmm.
so, and it seems like such a good way too. Like you're calling people that are searching for what I offer.
I
And I can- I
haven't
can-
seen. I just saw that on my own. I was just like,
Oh
that's a-
no shit.
No, I didn't even like think it. I didn't even know there was
Oh,
like.
yeah.
I was just thinking. I'm like, that's a good way for you to,
Yeah.
like.
Find
They're
out
motivated people.
And if you want, if
It's
you're
like
gonna
a
run social media ads,
Uh huh.
like pay for them,
Yeah.
don't run them on TikTok. No real business owner that's gonna be looking is gonna be on
Mhm.
TikTok. What you want to run them on is, you want to run them on like Indeed, like the
Yeah.
job site, or ZipRecruiter. The job
Uh-huh.
sites pay for their ads, or LinkedIn. Especially if you're like a business, like something like yours, I would run ads on LinkedIn.
Yeah, definitely.
I saw something like the average American makes like 43,000 a year. Like
Uh huh.
the average
That's-
person on LinkedIn,
Uh huh.
the average user on LinkedIn brings in like almost 60 grand a year.
Dang, that's
It's like
a lot
55,
higher.
I think. So that's just like the demographic of people that are on that platform, which
Yeah.
I don't have, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have one eventually.
Yeah, do it, dude.
I don't really have a resume to put down though. Graduate of
Oh,
Staley
dude.
High
Same
School.
here. Same here. I don't have shit to put on there.
I'm never gonna put a resume on there. I don't need one.
Yeah.
Judge me on the content of my character. I don't care about a resume. I'm serious, dude.
Did you guys make a podcast on why like resumes suck or something?
We
man?
should.
Yeah,
Fuck
for
resumes. That's
real. That's the title.
yeah. That's the title. Fuck resumes.
Now references would be different though.
Yeah, references are definitely different. I had one, dude. Should I talk about that one potential client? I'm not gonna say any names. So
Go into it.
yeah, so I had this potential client vision meeting scheduled on a Friday, right? It was this lead, and I got to their place of business,
Uh huh.
and it was the wife I was talking to. And the wife and the husband own this business, right? So I got there. She said, "Oh shit, I forgot you were coming today." I'm like, all right. As soon as she said that, I knew it was going downhill. First of all, and then she said,
What kind of business was it? Can you get that?
"They fix things."
Okay.
I don't want to get too specific.
She's listening right now.
Yeah,
She's
I
out
don't know.
there,
I'm
lurking.
anxious. So then we go to this. She said we were actually just about to. Okay, backtrack. Sorry, buddy. I said, "Do you have a place for us to meet here and talk about business?" She said, "We're actually just about to go get Mexican food. You want to come with?" And I said, "I actually don't eat lunch. I intermittent fast, so I just have a really small snack at lunch." And she said, "Oh, okay." And then the husband was like, "You drink?" And I was like, "No, sir, I do not." And then he was like, "Ah." And I was like, "I can come there and sit with you guys. I'd be more than happy to talk business and I'll let you guys eat." She said, "Okay, you just gonna follow us?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." So I followed them there, like drove 15 more minutes. I had driven 40 minutes to get there.
Oh my.
40 minutes to get to this place of business. 15 more minutes to get to this Mexican restaurant, right?
Sorry.
So once I get there, I sit down, and like they're awkward. I don't know. They were weird. I was holding the conversation, and then I like got out all my paperwork, my vision meeting, story branding stuff, and then we get halfway to the first page of the vision meeting worksheet. She said, "Well, client at the Mexican restaurant," and she said, "That's kind of expensive." And then I said, "Yeah, I'm not gonna undervalue my service," and then I think it just went downhill from there. She was like, "Well, we can't afford that right now. We just started the business." I said, "No worries. You have my information. You have my business card. Give me a call if you ever need my service." She said, "Give us a call in 2 months." In my head, I'm thinking, I'm not calling you in 2 months. Yeah. I'm not doing it.
I think it's worth it.
I don't know.
I would call, but
yeah,
that's
bro,
just
like
me.
it's a 1 minute call.
I don't want to do business with people like that.
Yeah.
Right.
That's my
got
issue.
Yeah.
Right. Like people that are lowballing you.
Because
Like,
I feel like they're gonna be like get to the point where you need to pay, and you're like, can we just like push it off, or like
yeah.
be like, I'm not happy with my service. I'm only gonna pay half.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not your ideal client.
If I show up and you say I forgot we were meeting today,
Yeah.
like you're disrespecting the hell out of me and my time. I drove
Boom.
40 minutes.
Yeah.
I told her my location was Liberty. She knows how far that is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I see
I don't
people
blame
like
you at
that.
all.
I feel like they're just not gonna like.
Do well in life.
Yeah.
Successful.
Yes, I
Be
feel
a
like
nice,
that.
good
I feel like that's people that run businesses in the ground, like
Bingo.
people skills. Like that's
Yeah.
Their people skills were shit.
I mean, yeah, sounds like it.
No names were named, thank God.
Hopefully you don't have potential clients listening to this.
Better watch.
So I heard a quote. It kind of went like this, and I was like, man, that's kind of harsh, but it's true. They're like, when you're a salesman, you have to play off people's. All salesmen play off people's insecurities and make them dissatisfied with what they have.
Okay.
I was like, that's really harsh. But I'm like, if you think about it, the reason somebody is selling you a new car is because they're making you insecure about the car you have now, and they're making you dissatisfied about about what your current service is. So for you, I guess it'd be, you're making them feel insecure about their social media page,
Right.
and then you're like, I have a problem, or I can fix your problem for you. Here it is.
Basically.
That makes sense. I'm like, it's true, but I'm like, that's kind of a terrible way to put it. Like,
It's so harsh.
I'm like, but it's true. You're playing on people's insecurities
That's very true.
and making them dissatisfied with what they have,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to promote something better. I'm like, it's harsh, but it's true.
Facts, bro. Like you
I
just
mean-
have to find their pain and then solve it for them. It's essentially what it is.
I mean, yeah.
Ooh. You guys want to hear something?
What's up?
So the story branding process, like the book I'm obsessed with, is so it's a character has a problem. So
Yeah.
the character is the hero, and it's always your customer, your client, your potential client. So your client has a problem, and meets a guide. The key is to position your brand, your business as the guide, right? And then then the guide who gives them a plan. So you give your client, your potential client or customer, a plan on what to do, and then you call them to action. So their problem, which for my business would be, oh shit, my social media is bad. My social media presence is bad. I'm the guide. Here's the plan. You call me, you hire me, I do social media for you. And then I call you to action by saying, call now, schedule now, stuff like that. And then it goes down more and more and more, but that's the gist of story branding.
I get that.
Yeah.
I love that stuff, dude. But it ties in with like making their problem be an absolute villain,
Yeah.
and then you solve it.
I mean, do you think as like salesmen you have to like overhype the problem?
Yes.
Like, you have to like
Yes.
100% just like make it. If it's really not that big of a deal, you have to make it a big deal.
Totally. Are you tired of being fat? Well, hop on Weight Watchers. Like stuff like that.
Real talk, bro. They target insecurities.
Yes.
I was fat. Get on Weight Watchers. Shoot.
Shoot, man,
It's not sponsored by Weight Watchers, as far as
We're trying to get sponsorships on the podcast. We'll do that eventually.
Eventually.
Cool.
Eventually, they'll probably come to you if you get.
That'd be awesome.
They'd want to look at your numbers probably first.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we haven't yet.
So you just fake the numbers.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Photoshop it.
Be like, yeah, man, we got
Bro, you really-
150,000 listeners. And they'd be like,
You really could though, like just like inspect
Really?
element this
Yeah.
shit, like and just have a
Bro,
screenshot.
that
be
would.
like, Okay, this is bad. We're saying this on our own podcast.
Obviously, we're not gonna
Cut
do
it
that.
out.
Though.
We just want to say we're not going to do that. If we're gonna get sponsorships, it's gonna
Yeah,
be
we're gonna
clean.
be honest.
Ethan always says that stuff.
Well, I kind of started the conversation. The
No,
guest
you're
did, so I apologize.
Yeah, it's Blake's fault, guys.
Yeah.
It's Blake's fault. Oh shoot, guys.
Do you have any more questions about my business at all, or?
Dude, the way you've explained your business is amazing.
You explained it really well.
I think I'm really gonna focus on once I get the website to move into a subscription service. I really think that's the way to go.
Ethan's
Yeah,
trying to figure out how to
definitely.
monetize stuff.
Same, bro. Like my TikTok, like I just have 50,000 followers chilling, and I'm like, I don't know how to make money off you people.
Is that a lot for TikTok? Is it?
No.
Because I know
not
if you
at
have 50,000 subs on YouTube, you're balling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, you can if you have 50,
bro,
if you have
50K on
I mean-
TikTok is nothing. Like honestly, like if you have 1 million on TikTok, like I wouldn't even consider you
No.
famous.
No.
Almost.
if
Like
you got
real
1 million
talk.
subs on YouTube, you're like,
Yeah.
that's like your
Yeah,
full time
exactly.
gig. You're probably making 6 figures. I mean, sponsors.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Have
no,
you-
on TikTok, that's not a huge following. Cause
Have you thought about making a YouTube channel? Like not for Triangle Talk, just for
Right.
yourself.
Just don't have the time, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't want to put out low quality content.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want it
I
to be
understand
good.
that.
You know what I'm saying? So like, God, like right now I just don't have the time for it. Like it's so easy to pick up your phone and make a TikTok. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who is this? Charlie D'Amelio
Yeah, I was
with
just gonna show-
113 million.
Yeah, so Charlie D'Amelio
Yeah,
is like
I-
one of the most
yeah,
famous TikTokers. 113 million followers is what she's
Didn't
got.
she get like something with like Dunkin' Donuts or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, what, 16, 17? She's probably making 6 figures.
Oh,
please.
7-8
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
probably.
off of TikTok.
Nuts.
off brand deals.
But you don't make the money from TikTok. You make it from the brand.
No, like she gets money from TikTok,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
from views and stuff like that, but it's not
But
like a
you,
ton.
you think probably most of it though comes from like brand
Brand
deals.
deals.
like
100%.
that, Yeah.
Brand deals.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how they
100%.
all.
I bet she gets a.
She probably
portion
gets
of
a $10,000 check for posting on that account.
Yeah.
I shit you not, bro. I bet she does.
Yeah, and I think that so she has a sponsor with like Dunkin'. I think she has her own drink or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I bet she gets a portion of every single one of those.
Oh
sold.
yeah. Like even like
That's
1 or
nuts.
2 pennies or like a
Really?
nickel.
But it's gonna
and-
add up. you know
Oh,
what I
for
mean?
sure.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this? Like everything you do, every action, every word, and everything you say, you're basically building yourself. Like you are basically a brand. Like your person
Mhm.
yourself is a brand,
Yes.
and everything you do is a reflection of that brand.
Yeah.
Okay, I just think that's very. I don't know.
Oh, I love it.
Just kind of. It's
I
just
love it
like
so
it's
much.
pretty raw. Like I like.
Yeah.
It.
I live by that
I mean-
honestly, because like I'm really trying to brand myself right now, like best as I can. Like I've been doing a bunch of photo shoots. I've been doing this video with this guy, and we're gonna drop a video soon. I'm just really trying to brand like me and like me wearing the clothing and artwork that I make. Kind
So are you trying to brand yourself, or are you trying to brand the clothing, or what?
Kind of
what do you
like
put-
both at the same time, honestly.
But I mean, if you brand yourself, you're going to be branding the clothing with it. I mean,
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's because like clothing, you obviously are wearing it, so it's like you and the pieces, you know.
Right.
So it's kind of a mixture of both, I'd say. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's important if you're trying to start a brand, just branding yourself. I don't
Oh,
know
for sure.
if you want it that way.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Jack, sell me a coat.
No, personal branding is so key. I think Ethan made me realize this actually, because when we first like linked
So
up,
key.
because I was focusing on creating a brand for social growth,
Mm-hmm.
and then you were like, just grow your own TikTok, and I was like, oh, why would I do that? But then it made me realize, if I brand myself and create a brand like of Seth McGrew, from there I can monetize multiple things at once, and I can have a company as a separate entity that Seth
Mhm.
McGrew owns. But for me myself, I can sell other things if I brand myself, and then the company will grow just as well.
Not only that, but with you as a social media marketer, so much credibility if you have 100,000 followers on TikTok and you can say,
Yeah.
look, like, shit, like
Yeah,
look
I've
at all
done
this
it for
attention
myself,
I
can
have.
do it for you too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But all this attention on, yeah, it is sick.
Yeah.
I need to work on that. That's one thing that I'm lacking is like posting on my personal.
I'm lacking on it as well right now.
how many followers do you have on TikTok?
Dude, like 100. Like nothing.
Like, you need to get on it, bro. Like, I promise you feel so cringy at first, bro. Like, I felt
Oh,
so cringy, so douchey, but you get so used to it. Like, bro, like, just realize you're doing it for a bigger purpose than just making a TikTok video.
I don't
Like,
wanna
bro, like,
be-
think about Jake Paul, bro. He started on Vine, Jake
Yeah.
Paul, Logan Paul.
They
Now
blew
they're
up on
fucking
YouTube.
celebrities. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
But I feel like it's everybody's trying to do that though. It's just oversaturated.
Yeah.
For sure, it's oversaturated. Everybody's trying to be like, I don't know. I just feel like my time would be spent because I really thought about it. I just feel like my time personally would be spent elsewhere.
Yeah, better.
I mean, it really would. And I feel like I'd be wasting a lot more time.
And
Or I
if
could
you're
be
not
doing
about that
something
personal
else.
brand, why do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Because
there's other ways to like brand yourself because you have to look at my clientele. My clientele is not going to be on TikTok. They're just not. I mean, nobody's going to be like, they're just not. I mean, it's just not how it is. So I personal brand through how I interact with my customers and how I interact with people.
Yeah.
Like I'm like if we're talking, I'm like the most respectful person ever, like in a business conversation. Like even when they're like saying stuff and they're like upset with me, I'm like, I'm sorry you were dissatisfied with my service. How can I make it right? And then in my room, I'm like, shut up, you idiot. Like, but I don't like, but I'm like, you gotta be like super like.
Oh, it's such a facade.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You're fake.
I'm like, what can I do to make it right? I'm like, I don't know. I don't even want to do business with you anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just you just have to.
Just
You know.
morals.
Hey, you gotta eat the shit, man.
Oh,
That's
for
how I
sure.
say it. You gotta eat the
So,
shit.
I mean, I just don't think TikTok for me would be best right
Yeah.
now for what I'm trying to do. And I just hear stories about people that are just like, especially you guys, you're like, what do you call it, the rabbit hole?
Rabbit hole.
Yeah, the For You page, rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So you guys like, I'll be honest today, I was on the rabbit hole for 45 minutes. And then they're like, same, bro. And then I heard something you guys saying, you're like, yeah, I have to be productive afterwards to like shake it off. Kind of.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, like, I don't know, that's crazy to me. I could not be on my, I don't know, but I feel like if I got TikTok, that could definitely be me.
It's easy. It's
So,
easy.
Yeah.
Once you're on TikTok, it's so easy.
I don't know.
So easy because they target what you're interested in, like especially if you're interested
they
in
know
like
you
The
like
more you
clothes,
engage
clothes,
with
like
stuff, the more it knows
entrepreneurship.
what you like.
Yeah.
So it just feeds you the things you like.
Have you ever came across people that are doing the same thing you are, clothes-wise?
Like the tapestry, like to be specific, like on like the tapestry
Yes.
sweaters. Yeah, there's a bunch of people doing it.
Is there any, like, bigger than you?
There's a dude that is bigger than me. He has, I want to say, like 70K on Instagram or something.
Is it growing, your industry? Or the
It's like
niche?
weird, bro. Like everyone that's doing it is like just copying people and like they're copying off each other. And I found like I'm like the only person that does like their own like artwork on them.
Oh, sick.
So I feel like that's how I'm gonna eventually like kind of outlive these people. Like I don't know, like that's the best way I can say it, kind of. But yeah, there's definitely people doing it. I'm trying to get like away from that too, because like in the fashion industry, like what's hot today will not be hot tomorrow. You know, like things come and go, and like I'm trying to like create pieces that are like timeless and like don't have
So
like
you
an
think there'll
expiration.
be a point in time where what you're designing and stuff, like that whole like design and material will just be out of style?
Kind of, but like
What would your plan be then? Would you just be like kind of screwed at the end, or like would you just like?
so what I've been doing a lot recently is like going to thrift stores or just like, you know, like I go to Savers a shit ton,
Yep.
like Hillcrest.
Dude,
Yeah.
What's
can I
up?
say like what you're about to say?
What's
but
up?
It'll be better because it's from me instead of like you who's doing it.
For sure.
Corey made this sick piece out of a fucking curtain. Like it had like two of the circles like on the hood.
Oh, that was
yeah.
And like
Thank
there was
you.
like the holes in the back. Like it was one of the sickest sweatshirts that I've ever seen that was so unique. But it's not like anything.
Did you cop though?
No. It's unlike anything that anybody else
It's
is
probably
making.
expensive. It's probably like
Oh, yeah.
$275.
I think
but
I
it's
sold
probably
that for
worth
like $250.
Yeah, it did it sell right away.
It sold pretty quickly.
Yeah,
for
because
what
it was sick.
it. Have you sold anything today? Like or like how much like don't mind me asking, like how much do you sell like a week? Not like sales, just like product usually. Did you mention something about?
It's been a little off and on recently. Like
Yeah.
probably a month, like 2 months ago, I was selling like a piece every single day. But now like I have there's like quite a bit of pieces on my website right now sitting. But like it's just kind of, I feel like because I've been focusing on different areas of like my brand, I've been like working on this video a lot. I've been trying to push out like more TikTok content. Haven't really been focusing that much on like the actual pieces. You know, like I like sometimes just like spit out like a ski mask, and that doesn't take me that long to make.
Have you ever looked into, this would be, you have to do it with people with a lot of money, but people that have a lot of money to spend, have you ever thought about charging them like $750 to do like a custom piece, you think?
I used to do customs, but then I was just like, I don't even care, but I don't do it for the money. Like
he really does.
I don't
bro.
care.
He's like not focused about the money and the money.
Is it just
comes.
passion? Like
yeah, I don't care. Like I used to do
really
customs, but then I was like, this isn't even fun for me. Like I don't like creating people. Like I like creating art that I think looks cool to me, not what other people think. You know.
And what doesn't sell, you wear.
You say what?
And what doesn't sell, you wear.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. If it's sitting on the site and I'm feeling it, I'll throw it on. You know? Like, whatever.
You just don't tell people that, like,
Yeah.
pre-warned, but...
Nah, but I don't know.
But
What's
finish
that?
what I was saying.
Yeah.
I don't think that his stuff will like go out of style
Yeah.
because like it's not even. I don't want to say that it's not in style right now, but I don't think it's like a trend style. I think it's
I'm
like
trying
a
to
unique
be-
piece
I'm
that
trying
you
to be
have.
It's completely his own thing.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
be so like unique to where like it's just like the pieces are timeless. Like you can wear it
Yeah.
anytime and it'll always look cool, always look fresh. You
And
know?
somebody's gonna say, what the hell is that?
Yeah,
What do you
like,
got there?
I'm always trying
Yeah.
to create cool pieces, you know, that are timeless. That's like my biggest goal, kind of, for my brand.
That'll be sick, man.
Hell yeah.
That's dope.
I mean, you're
Thank you.
doing it. I saw those fuzzy pants today.
Thank you. Yeah,
Dude, they look so funny. I love it.
hell yeah. And like
You
I
get that
made
fabric
those
from Joann's or something like that.
a thrift.
Damn.
Thrifted that, yeah. And I got that, or I made those probably like 4 months ago, probably.
Oh,
and
really?
like, yeah, like I was doing
Just been
other.
hanging out.
Yeah, and then so I was like, I didn't really feel like sewing or like doing anything that much like today, so I just threw those up on the site, and I spent my time like making a TikTok video or something today.
Working on that one video.
Yeah, well, not
Dum,
today,
dum, dum.
but yeah, hey, coming soon, Infinite short film.
How long is it?
It's probably gonna be like 10, 15 minutes probably in that range.
Is it like acting, or is it like just like a more like
No,
cinematic?
We're
Cinematic.
just gonna have swords.
I do have a sword. I'm not kidding. I do have a
Is it the
sword.
samurai?
Yes.
Is it the photo of you like?
I do
With
have
the
that in the
sword?
video. Yeah, that's actually in the
What-
short film.
That's crap.
I made like something on my story when you did that. I forgot what I said though. I said buy piece or get slight or like buy piece or get
Or
something
samurai,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I
Dude.
saw that.
I thought that picture was too funny.
Hell yeah.
Like I see these things and it's like you're creating a brand that's much bigger than like Cory
Infinite
Johnson.
pieces.
Yeah, it's like it's not Cory Johnson. It's Infinite Pieces. That's how you like brand yourself on that
Yeah.
stuff.
And then there's
But-
Cory Infinite inside of Infinite Pieces
Yeah.
as well.
But like
Yeah.
knowing you personally, like I think those pictures are fucking hilarious. Dude. 'Cause it's like I know you're just a goober and you're probably having so much fun like taking the pictures.
It's so
like,
fun, bro.
And then, like
I love
afterwards, you're probably like laughing.
Bro, in the moment, that shit's so fun to me. Just
Yeah.
creating, like, and me and my friend that are making this video, like, shooting the video is so fun. Like, that shit's
Yeah.
my
Who is
passion.
it?
For
Who's
real.
shooting?
His name's Kelvin. His Instagram tag's like 273 Rodriguez. You may have seen it. I posted some of his stuff on my account.
Calvin
So-
Rodriguez, is that his name?
Yes.
Shout out to him.
Yeah. Calvin, did he listen?
I asked, and I think he said he didn't. I don't know.
Stab him with the sword.
Kelvin,
We need
I'm coming
somebody for the
you.
video though, because they can create more traffic. And that will bring more traffic here.
Most
Yeah.
definitely will.
Hopefully.
No, it's like if any of our personal brands blow up, the podcast will blow up.
Podcast blows up, personals blow up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hopefully it happens one day. I don't
Wouldn't
know.
it be weird to
will.
be like come back in like 10 years and just be like, so Seth, you're worth like a 40 million. Ethan?" Now
Yeah, we're
here's
on
now you're like,
live.
why would you invest in that? Now here's the thing about Safe Moon that's different. Every time somebody sells Safe Moon, so if you sell 100 Safe Moon, it's gonna take 5 of it and it's gonna give it to everybody that has it, Safe Moon already. And it's gonna take the other 5 and it's gonna destroy it. So and so far 500 trillion has been destroyed. So 1/8 of all of Safe Moon's been destroyed.
Okay.
So eventually the quantity is going down. But you could create your own cryptocurrency and you could make it a trillion if you wanted to. You just tell the blockchain, I want 1 trillion combinations. Here are the combinations, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
So that's how it works.
How do you feel about the future of crypto in general? Right? Like, do you see it like as a sustaining currency, or do you think it's
No.
just hyped up
Not
bubble
right now.
now?
I think it's a bubble. I think it's like the .com bubble. It's going to bust. Because
Yeah.
all these people are coming out with cryptocurrencies and stuff. It's like the website.
Have you seen BitClout and seen what that is?
No. What's that?
Bro, shit is crazy. It's like a social media network, right? Like shit, like you buy into creators and they have coins.
I mean, everybody...
That's like, is
So-
that the one Elon's on and shit?
Right,
Yeah.
But like it's a complete scam though. Like, bro, like I watched this video on it. I feel like I'm not like intelligent like enough to like explain it to you guys, but there's a video I saw about how the whole thing is just a scam from the founder of it.
So Bitcoin, you can actually, if you own Bitcoin, you can go in PayPal and you can convert that into American dollars. Ethereum, you can convert it in. If you have like some random coin that some celebrity made, you can't go into your PayPal and Venmo and convert it into American dollars. It's basically worthless unless you're going to give it to somebody else. And the thing is, a lot of people, they just create their own cryptocurrency. But like I said, you can create how many combinations you want and you just enter it into the blockchain, which is a system. And once it's in, you can't access it. And there's no way to look at it before. So I mean, you could literally just create an unlimited amount of cryptocurrencies. It is. Yeah. So I think it's a bubble.
How about Doge? Like, isn't that like an unlimited amount?
No. The problem with Doge is the creators are making more.
Okay.
They're making
the
more.
value's just gonna go down.
Yeah, they're making more and they're putting it in there. And what they're probably doing is they're keeping some for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just.
Oh, but they're keeping a fuck ton for themselves, so they.
Yeah.
It's like a gold rush going on right now.
No, it really is. It's like, are you guys familiar with the .com bubble?
Somewhat familiar, like
the
concept.
Alright, so the .com bubble happened in 1998. It's when the internet was coming out. The internet was growing at 4,200% every single year. If you find an industry that's going at 4,200% every year, take advantage of that industry.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. There's nothing like that since, but everybody, they're like, everybody out there was like, I'm going to invest in websites. Because the internet's the future, and it is. So everybody was investing in these websites.
So what were they buying, like domains?
No, they were buying like stocks of these websites. Then it hit them. They go, how are these companies going to make money? Because this is before ads were being ran on websites. So like, how are these websites going to make money? So everybody pulled out. And from 1998 to the year 2000, 98% of all websites on the internet went bankrupt. 98%.
Wow.
The ones that were left was like Rotten Tomatoes, Yahoo, Google. So it's kind of like
How
that.
How did those
like,
survive out of the other ones?
Wow, just because they were bigger at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like if there was a crash on cryptocurrency, Bitcoin would still be around. It's like, but all your smaller stuff would probably disappear. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that. Everybody was like, the internet's the way of the future, so I'm going to invest in it. And then it just was a bubble. And then they're like, how are these websites I'm investing in is going to make money? I'm pulling my money out. Same with crypto. They're like, I'm investing in this random crypto because it's the way of the future. But it's just going up and up and up. And they're going to realize this crypto is worthless. And then it's just going to fall out.
It's not backed by anything.
No, it's not. Yeah. I mean, so that's the best thing I could really compare to, but it will be very, very interesting.
To see how it plays out.
To see what happens. And it's really complicated, and I probably did not do a very good job of explaining.
You did a great job of explaining it. You did a great job of explaining it.
I mean, so basically you could mine yourself. You basically just download the system, you put in what you want to mine, and then it will just run through. It just runs through until it finds it, and then it will just reward you, I guess. It will come up in green and say, like...
Such a strange world we're going in.
Imagine if you, like, just downloaded, like... There's only like 2 million Bitcoin left. Imagine if you just like download it on your MacBook, and then for some like crazy chance you just like struck rich, and you just got 1 Bitcoin. You'd be like, whoa.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But like, theirs do. So mine was doing like 500 combinations a second.
Damn.
The supercomputer.
So how many dollars were you making a day? I didn't mean to interrupt you. Was it like
no.
Like $3 a day?
I stopped. No, you'd make about maybe a penny every 30 minutes.
Oh shit.
Because what you do is you would mine part of it, and then somebody else would mine the other part, and they would slowly combine it together and shift it around, so you could mine parts of Bitcoin. But the supercomputers, mine only did 400. I don't mine anymore. Mine only did 400, or I was this morning, just because I can just leave the program on and maybe strike rich. Like, why not just leave it on already? If I'm already like on the Zoom call or something, like, why would I just not leave it on? Like, it doesn't really.
Yeah.
But the supercomputers, they do like 10 trillion a second.
Oh my god.
Mine does 400. Theirs does like 10 trillion. So
they're bound to strike.
And the thing is, they'll have like warehouses filled with like 500 of those computers going at once.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, you can't
I've seen that. Like
you can't compete with it. Like 10 trillion is absolutely absurd. And there's no way. I mean, for me to be able to compete with it. But I mean, like if I'm already on my computer, why not let it run in the background? It doesn't do anything. I mean, like
how much money do you think those companies are making that have the huge warehouses? Like keep in mind, like with the
it's crazy.
Right. Like with their like electrical bill.
Oh,
and
it'd
shit
be.
like that.
Well, here's the thing. People are like, oh, well, why don't I just like mine Bitcoin and just like right now, it's not even practical. Your electricity bill would cost you more. You'd be getting more out of your electricity bill. The only reason I do it is because I'm already on my computer, and again, it runs in the background. But to be doing like 10 trillion combinations a second, your electric bill has to be absurd.
Yeah, especially with like 500 of them. Like, what the?
Oh no, I don't know if it's 500, but I've seen some photos and there's a ton in there.
Yeah, I've seen like shipping containers just filled with racks of them.
That's
it's insane. But and the thing is, as soon as they
so
mine
like,
all the crypto,
that's legal, right? Like people can actually
do that. You can do that.
Yeah. Damn.
I mean, yeah, you can totally do that.
Now.
It's crazy.
But the government wants to, of course, it's
regulate it.
Yes. But the thing is, that's the whole point of cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
And like, all right, so how you show here? I'll actually show you real quick. I don't own Bitcoin, but I do own Ethereum, which is another type of crypto.
I had to buy Ethereum in order to post an NFT. Do you know anything
that's
about
what you said.
Yep, I know.
Yeah.
What do you think about NFTs?
Do you guys know anything about it?
A little bit. Like I made one, and that's
so people like Bitcoin and stuff.
What?
It was funny.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. You're totally good. You're
I was
good.
just laughing.
So when somebody like sends you something, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is super like secure. Like you don't know who sent it to you. So I got sent 1% of a Ethereum of coin, which is like around $2,500, so it's like $25. So this is who the sender was. I have no clue who it was.
Oh shit!
Like I have no clue. So what you do is, and so if I want to send it, you can. If I want to send it to somebody, you can copy the code, and then all you do is, I can click receive, or well, they can just scan it. But so basically, like it's the code, like 64 numbers, you know. So you can just copy that code. So I could copy that code and text it to Cory right now, and Cory could go in on like Venmo or PayPal and just like put the code in and cash it. Like that's why scammers that's how it works. So if somebody gets a hold of like your Bitcoin, like you're in trouble. Like, you see the thing about the dude who had like 200 million Bitcoin like locked up on his hard drive, and it only had like 5 passwords, and you only had like 2 left. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I think I got the numbers mixed up on like the value and the passwords.
No, dude, I remember.
You know what I'm talking about? He's like, he only had 2 guesses left, and he was like, before it would like self-delete. And I'm like, bro.
Have you seen the story about?
Bro, could you not get like someone to like recode it?
No, because like because he's like a coder himself, so he coded it to make sure like if it gets like the wrong password, it's just gonna destroy it. I'm like, bro.
What the?
He screwed himself. Have you seen that one guy that threw away the hard drive
Yeah.
that had Bitcoin on it?
And then he wanted to
Well, how did that happen?
He just threw it away because like it was his old computer, and it was before Bitcoin got big. So he bought Bitcoin and then
He wanted
trashed
to
But
it.
we don't know who this is though, right? Because we don't know the creator. You said.
no, you don't know the creator.
Like no one
No,
does.
nobody knows the
That's
creator.
so
We
weird.
don't know if it's a group or anything like that. But obviously that dude wasn't the creator. He was
Yeah,
just
this
like
guy-
the first.
yeah,
dude.
he was just
like one of the first people to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted to like get permission from like. It was like in the UK. He wanted to like get permission from the landfill to like search the whole place for the hard drive, and then they told him no.
It's a milli.
That's so funny.
Oh, it's like $70 million.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's.
Like if I was like a private investor, I'd be like, shoot, I might buy the landfill from and just
hire people to start digging.
I mean, at that point, but you don't even know if it's recoverable. I mean, there's so many. You can't.
Variables in that.
Well, in landfills, it's like, oh man. So do you guys know a lot about landfills?
I know the police look for bodies in there sometimes.
Yeah.
I
so
mean,
like, so like with landfills, I did a lot of research on it for like the compost thing in like 6th grade or whatever. So I learned a lot about them. So all of that garbage and dirt, the garbage. Well, no, they don't burn it. They bury it. They bury that shit, and then it decomposes, and then they have vents that go up to the top because it releases all this gas. All the garbage does. So they'll like fill it, and then they'll bury it, and then it'll sink because it'll decompose and get smaller underneath.
Yeah.
And then it'll like you just keep piling and piling and piling.
Yeah.
So it's not just like trash that keeps building up and building up. Like they have ways of like decomposing it to get rid of it. It's so weird.
It's probably not good though for the environment.
Oh, it's terrible for the environment. Terrible.
But like, what are our other options for that though? Like
fly it in the
trash.
sun.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Put it in space.
You know how expensive that would be
Yeah,
though,
no.
to like for real like.
Put it in space.
No, fly it to like
Oh,
the
fly
sun.
it.
I mean, we probably last thing we want like. Have you seen Wall-E, the movie where they
Yeah,
have like the
put garbage
trash
in
going
space.
around the planet? Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
probably don't want that.
No, not at all. I definitely have heard somebody talking about that though.
Just throw it in the ocean. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. We love sea turtles.
Yes, sir. But like I've seen people talking about like putting the trash in space because eventually like we're gonna run out of space.
I don't
on
think
Earth.
that's a dumb idea.
No, like what? I don't know what else you do with it. Burn it.
Yeah. But then even burning it,
Find more effective
gas,
ways
smoke,
to
and gas.
recycle efficiently.
Bingo.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only way. I mean, like, even the Native Americans, like, were great at, like, recycling things. Like,
Yeah.
whereas, like, oh, there's no use for, come on, guys. Like, we're in the 21st century. Like,
Yeah.
we have the internet. Like, you can totally figure out how to reuse almost anything. Like,
That's
Yeah.
you take
What?
clothes from thrift stores and
Yeah.
turn them
Yeah.
into, like, these
Upcycle
great
it.
pieces and
Yeah.
sell them
Totally.
for, like, I mean, come on. We
Yeah,
can do...
Yeah. Well, it's like we're so intelligent as a human species that we've come up with so many ways to make our lives easier, like packaging. Oh man, this pisses me off. They package like zucchini or cucumbers on a piece of styrofoam with a bunch of cling wrap around it. Just fucking leave the zucchini or cucumber out.
Yeah.
Or like I've seen a watermelon. Like there was a picture
Saran
of, like,
wrap
a water,
around it?
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
watermelon
I've
or a
seen that.
cantaloupe like saran wrap, and it was like it already has a protective shell. You idiot. Like man,
Yeah.
there's stuff like that.
Yeah.
It pisses me off. It's like these things have a protective shell already.
Yeah.
Give us a bag to carry it in, or let us own bags instead of creating more garbage through the bags. Like there's so many
Yeah.
ways to like
Oh,
save
yeah.
on trash or recycle, because there's so many products that we think are recyclable that are not recyclable.
You know, most of the time recycling actually like hurts the environment. Like most of our recycling centers hurt the environment.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it takes more energy to like.
You get rid of the stuff.
Damn.
Yeah, it does.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a
Never
weird
knew that.
concept. It's a sad concept to
Oh,
hear.
for sure.
Composting is the best thing to do,
Yeah.
because then you're creating
That's what they do.
You
in
create
Europe.
good soil.
compost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you create soil,
Yeah, good soil.
and then you can plant things with that soil. Big gardener. Here.
Cycle of
There
life.
you go. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to have a compost pile. Like everything that, so I do like usually vegetable and like fruit prep on the weekends, like Sunday and stuff. So like I cut up all the vegetables, fruit for like the week or week and a half that it lasts. All the stuff, like all the seeds and everything, I don't throw away. I just throw over my fence in the backyard, and this like pile. Animals come and eat it.
Yeah.
Like it'll be gone for the next few days because like deer or like raccoon will come up like
And if not, it will just grow an
We
apple
threw,
tree.
we,
right
threw
there.
we threw a pumpkin, like,
through a pumpkin.
through like our backyard, and then like pumpkins were growing the next
Damn.
year.
Yeah.
We were like, yo, we get like a pumpkin patch.
That's dope.
Did you say something about NFTs?
Yes.
Like,
NFTs.
way back.
Yeah,
like,
what do you
long
think
back.
about them? NFTs.
Do you guys understand them?
I made one
Nope.
and posted it.
Do you understand it?
Not fully. Like I just understand how to post it. Kind
But
of.
you made one?
Yeah. I made it.
I mean, it's like, it's kind of like along the same. So
It's like coins.
all right. I'm not gonna hate. I did listen to like one of your podcasts where you guys were talking about like.
We probably didn't know what the fuck we were talking
No,
about.
dude, I'll be honest. I was cringing really, really hard. Like you guys are like, yeah, like if you post the photo of the. If you
Oh,
post a
cool.
photo,
Yeah,
like
we're
you're just
talking about 'em.
screwed, and I'm like, ugh, like
Wait, what do you mean? What do you
No,
mean if you post
The photo of the NFT, like the screenshot.
yeah.
But
I'm
we,
like-
we know nothing about them.
All right,
Teach
so
us.
basically-
You really said that?
Yes, dude, I'm,
He said
I'm
if you
pretty
post
sure
it on
I
Instagram,
did.
yeah, he's like if you post it on Instagram, you're just screwed. And I'm like,
Yeah, 'cause
that's
that's
how
what-
it works.
Yeah, like teach me.
So basically, NFTs they have the same blockchain behind them, and so you can see the original creator in that, and it will be like this, like long, like 60-digit number,
Okay.
special character. So it'd be like if I went and painted a picture of the Mona Lisa, it wouldn't. I mean, I'd be like, why would I buy the Mona Lisa for $300 million and I could just have your isn't your mom good at painting? Didn't you say
She
that?
is. Yeah.
Yeah, why not just have her paint the Mona Lisa and now I have the Mona Lisa?
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, there's one's the original and one's not.
Yeah.
So the way they can tell the photo is original is by that long code.
Yeah.
Is that long code.
Okay, so
Is
it's
how they
more
can
than just
tell.
a picture.
So if, for example, if Elon Musk painted a picture or created a photo online and then he put this code on it, or his
So like
code
the
on it.
code is embedded within the
Yes,
image.
yes,
Okay.
it is. And the code's embedded in the image, and Elon Musk sold it. I guarantee you it would sell for millions of dollars because it's Elon Musk. So
Okay,
that's kind of
so-
how you do that.
Yeah.
So that's how it can't be duplicated.
Right.
because
I mean, you could
code
screenshot it, but if somebody were to look at it,
That's just like taking a picture of art.
embedded. Yeah.
correct. If somebody were to screenshot it, they wouldn't be able to.
have that code.
I mean, they'd
linked
be like,
to it.
somebody would be like, okay, can I see the code?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you can actually get in depth and look at like the code on photos and different things like that, and they'd be like, yeah, it's not here.
Mhm.
So they would
Yeah.
know that it's fake. And it's actually the best way to like authenticate something because, I mean, I guess you could fake it if you guessed the 60 digits right.
Yeah, but you
But I
need a
mean, at
generator
that
for
point-
that. You need a miner for that.
But I mean, but then it has to. But